probably the exact content doesn't matter. You can teach mathematical processes from different kinds of content. And that if we could agree on a smaller content and leave time for the teachers who mostly have the skills to teach creatively and get students to be working mathematically and to engage in mathematical activity, that is a much more important debate to have than should I have this little piece of content or that little piece of content, because you will never agree on that debate, so it's a meaningless debate.
If we define a relevance issue, differs by developed and developing countries. In this context, what will be the understanding? Curriculum as international text. Many people say here it should be an international text, not the local text only. So, will there be some social issues of accepting mathematics program throughout the world in this context, in this issue?
This is a really tricky question, and like all very good questions, the answer is both. There is an international text, I think. I would like to say that the international text is what I've just said. It's about learning to work mathematically rather than any particular piece of content. And there is a commonality, and we can see it in curricula across the world. But the answer is also there is a very local text. My own field of research is about the difference that it makes if you do mathematics in different languages. And in particular, what difference does it make if you are teaching or learning mathematics in different cultures? There are different values, there are different ways of understanding, and it is very important that we pay attention to those. I think that many students across the world are alienated from their mathematics class because mathematics is so esoteric. It is so removed from their daily lives and their own considerations that they lose interest. There are a few who love it for its own beauty, but that is a very few students. Most students, when they are learning, when they are in school, they need to be able to connect this to their lives and to their concerns and to their culture and the youth culture as well as the ethnic culture to which they belong. They need it to be expressible in the language they speak, whether that is Nepali or English or Hindu or Zulu or Tongan, it doesn't matter. These are their languages, it's their expression, and so it needs to be available in those languages. So there is a very local component, as well as there being an international text about mathematics being a subject that gives access to the international world of economics, of science, of technology, and of the beauty of mathematics culture itself. I believe that you can access that international text through any local text. I believe that all languages are flexible enough to do that, and I believe that teachers have a responsibility to use that local text in order to access the international text.
Just a few minutes ago, you have got a glimpse of Nepalese mathematics education from the conference deliberations, and you have visited some schools of Nepal, particularly in Kathmandu Valley. What is your suggestion to the mathematics education community of Nepal so as to improve the mathematics education and make it relevant to the Nepalese context, based on your very short experiences?
It has indeed been my pleasure to visit some schools in Kathmandu, and I hope that in the future I may have the chance to do so, and I would like to visit some schools outside Kathmandu at some future time. I'm sure what I will find there will be interesting and also inspiring. In answer to your question, I think your question is, you are asking me to say, what did I see, what was missing, and what can I offer? I cannot answer in that way. Your question is a really important one, though, and it has a very, very important answer. And the answer is, what is happening now? What is happening in this conference? I think that if the mathematics and mathematics education community in Nepal can be supported by donors, by the government, by their schools, by everybody, to get together to meet in the way they are now and listen to each other, listen to their own problems, listen to those who have been overseas and can bring ideas from overseas, talk to each other, worry about the problems together and find the solutions together. In my belief, that is the only way that things will improve. And it will happen because Nepal is part of the world community in this endeavor. It has been my pleasure to come to Nepal on this trip because Nepal is the newest member of the international community. And I want to make it very clear that while I understand Nepal is interested in ideas from around the world, it should be clearly understood that the world is interested in the ideas from Nepal as well. You have a unique environment here, and there are many lessons that other countries, particularly other developing countries, can learn from what is happening here. In particular, if I may say so, I think that the way that the Nepalese mathematics and mathematics education communities are working together is a model that could be followed very well by other countries. There are some other countries where that connection between the subject and the educators is not nearly so good. And so I congratulate Nepal on that, and I hope that the means is found for that kind of collaboration to continue, because it is through feeding the maths educators with the mathematics and the love of mathematics that ultimately that love will come down to the students and the children of Nepal.
Thank you very much for giving your valuable time and remarks on the issues of mathematics education discussed so far. We are expecting your good wishes in future. Thank you.
And thanks to you again. Thank you to Nepal for welcoming me so warmly. And yes, I will certainly return at some time in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you.